Welcome to Topic A here on WYLN, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. Today, my guest, Pat Ward, the President and CEO of the United Way of Greater Hazleton. We're going to talk about the United Way's impact in our community, what they do, and how you can get involved in the United Way and make a difference. That's all coming up on Topic A. Don't go anywhere, right here on WYLN.
I am Chief Ken Zapovsky of the Rush Township Police Department. This month, my department will join PennDOT, Buckle Up PA, the PA Traffic Injury Prevention Project, and other safety partners to crack down on drivers who do not properly secure young riders in car seats. As part of Child Passenger Safety Week, running September 23rd to 29th, we will be highlighting the importance of buckling up, as well as helping parents and guardians take advantage of safety resources. Law enforcement will be writing tickets to save young lives. Please, buckle up.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Whether you suffer a sports injury or have a chronic orthopedic issue, Coordinated Health has everything you need from start to finish. Our team of highly trained specialists work together with just one goal in mind: to get you back to your life.
You got a disc herniation. We got this.
For orthopedics at the next level, Coordinated Health has you covered.
We got this.
We got this.
We got this.
We got this.
Coordinated Health. We got this.
BLB Auto Sales is a division of Barbush Automotive. One call does it all. Looking for a good pre-owned car or truck? BLB Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, inspected vehicles. If you need repairs on your vehicle, then Barbush Automotive can handle any job at affordable prices. Located at 1299 State Route 940, Hazel Township, one call does it all. 570-454-7571.
Welcome back to Topic A here on WYLN, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. I'm very pleased to have with me Pat Ward, the President and CEO of the United Way of Greater Hazleton. Pat, thanks so much for coming back on.
It's always a pleasure to be with you, Gary. Thanks for having us.
I always tell the story that I met Pat Ward in November of 1995 at a fire truck dedication and christening in Klein Township on probably a very windy day.
I think you were in a car seat in those days.
I was very close. I was 5. But it was funny. I bring up the story. I was looking at photos the other day back, and you did have a little bit more hair as well back in '95. But anyway, always great to have you here, Pat. Always great to have a conversation with you. The United Way of Greater Hazleton has been a great organization that has been around for many years, helping
91 years.
91 years.
But who's counting?
But I'm not. Giving back to those in our community that are in need of a little extra help. And we often hear the United Way involved in making sure kids have books to read, that we are providing support to a number of agencies under the umbrella of the United Way that receive funding through them. But we never really get to know how the United Way got its start, how the United Way continues day after day, year after year, to make the strides it does to make sure that residents in the greater Hazleton area have the support they need. So Pat, this didn't start as United Way 91 years ago.
No, it didn't. And bear with me. I can give you some history, but I can't necessarily attach specific dates from the top of my head. But the United Way in Hazleton, it sounds like a joke, was started by a priest, a minister, and a rabbi. And it was originally founded as the Anthracite Health and Welfare Fund. Okay. And the objective was to have one charitable giving campaign every year to serve the community. And then we became the Anthracite Health and Welfare Fund then morphed into what was called the Red Feather Campaign, and then the Community Chest, and then the United Fund. And that's where I first learned about the United Way, when it was the United Fund back in 1974. I had obtained my first job in radio at WAZL, and the station was so involved in the community that they said, we want to have 100% of all the employees give, even the part-timers like you. I was still in college in those days, so I learned about the United Fund, and then we became the United Way in the 1970s. Now, the United Way, too, we're part of a worldwide organization, and we, as a network, around the world, are looking to establish centers of excellence, if you will, in community impact areas that involve education, financial stability, and health. And when you sit back and think of it, previously, if we are supporting an agency that's feeding hungry people, that's a wonderful thing, and we have 4 of those agencies under our umbrella.
Right.
And this is going to take some time to accomplish, but if we could make sure that people received a great education, then chances are they'd receive a better job and their financial stability would be intact, and they would be healthier, because an educated person that's working and has a good income and is raising a family, instances of drug and alcohol abuse, and I always say people smoking 3 packs of Marlboros a day. I don't want all the smokers mad at me, but people would then realize that the things that we are currently doing to help people, and we're here to help everybody, that if we could actually solve these issues. You mentioned about kids reading. We're a small United Way, so we can't tackle 3 big issues of community impact all at once. So we decided to focus on education. And one thing that we did, without reinventing a wheel, we partnered with Dolly Parton. Say that 3 times fast. We partnered with the Dolly Parton Foundation, and we are a member of what's called the Imagination Library. And we have a real simple goal, and that's to give every child that's born at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, an age-appropriate book for the first 5 years of the child's life. We started this 4 years ago, and I'm happy to say during this campaign that's coming up, we will have crossed 17,000 books given to children, starting with The Little Engine That Could, and the last book is I'm Ready for Kindergarten. And it's a proven, by the Library of Congress, it's a proven method, if you will, a best practice, cited and awarded by the Library of Congress in the battle against childhood illiteracy, because unfortunately, Gary, we found in Hazleton, and I talked to administrators in the school district, when the kids were coming in with their families to register for kindergarten, a good number of them had never seen a book. And I thought, in the 21st century, we've got to do something about this. And where do you start? So we went out and searched what was out there already, and Dolly Parton Library is a perfect fit for us.
And the United Way not only providing that service, but we talk about the Stamp Out Hunger campaign. We see the work that's being done through the United Way, thanks to generous donors and everyday citizens who donate through the annual campaigns and stuff that goes on to a lot of the different agencies. I think is there 21 under?
We have 24 agencies.
24 agencies under the umbrella. So, and those agencies including a whole host of nonprofit organizations.
It's all the names that everybody knows. It's the American Red Cross. It's Pathway to Recovery, the Drug and Alcohol Agency. It's the Domestic Violence Center, the Salvation Army. We are one of a few United Ways that actually have 2 Ys as member agencies, the YWCA in Hazleton and the YMCA in Freeland. And I always say that the Ys play such an integral role in helping kids, especially in a little town of Freeland. If that Y wasn't there, kids wouldn't have anything to do. Catholic Social Services, I'll talk when we have a little more time, maybe in the next break, about the update on the homeless shelter, because exciting things are happening there. United Charities in West Hazelton, and as you said, and I could go on and go on, we have Community Services for Sight, Helping Hands. We are partners with the American Cancer Society. So it's the whole continuum, to use an old hospital word, of health and human services, except for the hospital. That's what the United Way is. But we're also an agency ourselves, and we are doing a lot of impact programs as a United Way in this community.
All right, we're going to stop right there, but we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We're going to get an update on the shelter, as Pat said, and also how you can get involved and help United Way, as Pat has said. And we'll talk about why it's so important for the United Way to put on a campaign every year and how that really drives to some local businesses in our area. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Topic A.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Attention, area residents. Show your support for local student athletes. Attend a live sporting event in your area. WYLN, we're your local network.
Our amazing off-premise sale was the biggest one ever. We traded over 50 retail-ready cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities of all makes and models. And I need 31 new units to meet my monthly quota with the manufacturer. Discounts and rebates of over $10,000. Payments starting at $99 a month and interest rates as low as 0%. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out our website at blazehazelton.com. I've reduced all prices to an all-time low. With over 40 banks on board, we have about a 99% approval rate. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Mazda. Definitely taking the deals the other guys won't.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You're going to meet Kurt and Kim, who together got great chiropractic care and got back on the road to wellness. Their story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Take those old records off the shelf and start playing some old-time rock and roll. The Wiltsey Center presents Hollywood Nights, the band of Bob Seger Experience. Saturday, October 20th at 7:30 at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazelton. Get your tickets now, $25 in advance, $30 at the door. For more information, call 570-455-5863. Hollywood Nights, October 20th at the Wiltsey Center in Hazelton.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to watch archived shows and a live stream of our broadcast shows. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. WYLN, we're your local network.
Topic A. I'm with Pat Ward, and we're continuing our conversation about the United Way of Greater Hazelton. Pat, before the break, we talked just briefly about the homeless shelter here in Hazelton that has been open through Catholic Social Services. United Way has partnered with them to help with this as well. This started as an idea, and it kind of got bounced around from church to church or place to place, but finally now kind of has its own venue now. More and more people are aware of it. More people are knowing where it is, how to get involved with it. And this really has taken shape thanks to yourself, Neil Alberto, the great folks at Catholic Social Services, to make sure that those in our area who are homeless have a place to go.
I did a presentation the other day on this, and it started, the United Way founded what was called the Greater Hazleton Fair Housing Coalition in the 1990s. And the objective of that was to make sure that people that needed subsidized housing weren't becoming victims of landlords who weren't obeying Section 8 housing rules and that. But to make a long story short, we began to focus on homeless in a concerted effort about 4 years ago, and we didn't know where to go. And there was a wonderful man, he passed away not too long ago, Vince Kapuscinski, who founded a program called Vision in the Wyoming Valley. So I had Vince come down, and Vince said, yeah, we have a big problem in the Hazleton area, I know what to do. And we created that Vision model. And United Way, the Scranton Diocese, we asked Bishop Bambara if he could allocate some dollars from their diocesan annual appeal. This would be 3 years ago. And the bishop, we'd like to thank him, said yes. And the United Way came in and matched with $10,000. Then we had some money to start because we needed someone to be in charge of it.
Right.
Can't be an all-volunteer organization. And we had wonderful, wonderful church groups that stepped forward. We started at Holy Rosary, it moved to Most Precious Blood, Faith Assembly, I don't want to leave anybody out. But then our friends downtown, when the Buenos Novas Church took over the former Jewish Community Center building, there's that freestanding structure on the corner that was once a law office,
Right.
and they've allowed Catholic Social Services and our volunteers to be in there with a homeless shelter. Subsequent, Catholic Social Services decided that it was going to renovate its facility at South Church and Walnut Street, and by October 15th, we'll have on or about, we should have a big announcement that the new homeless center is opening. And the homeless center will have everything that somebody needs: food, clothing, shelter, ability to take a shower on site. But equally, if not more important, there are programs that are offered to help get homeless people off the street. And I'm not an expert on this and don't pretend to be one. But usually with homeless, you have a myriad of issues that could involve marital crisis. Usually drugs and alcohol play a big factor in this, and mental illness. And I was talking to Mandy Deichroth, who's doing a wonderful job running the day-to-day affairs, and she told me they're averaging about 10 people a night now at the homeless shelter. And she said, however, we've had cases where we were immediately able to get a homeless person that needed rehab into rehab, and in several cases they got them right back to their home where they belonged. I mean, realistically, homeless is a nationwide problem in the United States, and I'm just so happy that the community just got together, the church groups, and it was actually fun because, you know, all the nice ladies that are in the parish began to cook food for the people that were in the shelter. It was a team effort. I remember I called Bill Goldsworthy at the Red Cross and said, how about 20 cots, you know, the cots they use for disaster evacuation? He said, when do you need them? So there's just such power when our 24 agencies work together, and I'm just so honored to be part of it.
Pat, the United Way relies basically on donations funding, and every year United Ways across the country have kickoff campaigns. And really this is the point in time where there's a new theme, there's a message to get the workforce and the donors revved up and ready to go for another great year. Each year, I always find it fascinating how many businesses right here in the greater Hazleton area team up with United Way to have drives. Their employees are involved in it. They're making donations right out of their paychecks. to make sure the United Way has funding. Each and every year you guys go through it as well. How important is it to do that? How important is it to have that campaign each year and to work with those businesses?
Well, if we didn't do it every year, we wouldn't be here, first of all. And secondly, that's been a model of the United Way back through the community chest and red feather days that we talked about earlier in this program. And in those days, the goal was to have one fund drive to fund all the agencies. Now, obviously, in 2018, we can't even come close to the needs that the 24 agencies and others have in the community, because there are a lot of wonderful organizations doing great things that aren't directly partnered with us as members, but we work with them throughout the years on many things. Last year, Gary, we raised just over $529,000.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, it's great, and we are so thankful to everyone for giving. But I have been on the job now for 12 years, and I've been a United Way volunteer before that for many years, and it's an honor to do this. But the first campaign under my tenure, if you will, as executive, we raised $980,000. So we're tailing off, and we don't have enough time to explain all the reasons for that. So we need as much help as we can get. Someone much wiser than me, and that's usually most people, told me, the thing that I like about the United Way is my contribution immediately makes me a philanthropist. Because where else can you give $2 a week to a cause and it's spread across 24 important organizations in the community? And it also helps us fund our other projects. We're so proud of our community programs, the dinners that we have on Easter Sunday and Christmas Day. And Gary, it was last year at Christmas and this year at Easter, I mean, we put out over 1,000 meals.
Wow.
Now, hunger plays part of that, but we just have a goal that we don't want anybody to be alone or hungry on those 2 days, and we have literally hundreds of volunteers and businesses that help us and businesses that contribute.
All right, Pat, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back here in Topic A. Stay with us on WYLN.
Hi, I'm Greg from The Wire Guys. We're proud to offer homeowners licensed electricians for jobs big and small.
And I'm Zach. Before we start the work, we give you a price in writing. The Wire Guys are available 365 days a year, 24/7. Our work is done right the first time.
Professional, courteous, licensed electricians. Our guaranteed work is safe, clean, and done right the first time.
The Wire Guys!
Northeast Pennsylvania. Scenic beauty, close-knit communities. We're neighbors helping neighbors. Lehigh Valley Health Network is bringing you leading-edge cancer treatment that's close to home, robotic surgery for quicker recoveries, world-class heart care and access to top specialists. All from Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and our 15 community locations. Neighbors caring for Greater Hazleton and beyond. Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Fast, consistent internet speeds, TV your way, and reliable phone service. All from the one provider who also lives here. Service Electric Cablevision. Connect with us.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about visiting a restaurant that has a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we'll be featuring on our show. Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Jeff Bonomo and his co-host, Alan Giannetti, welcome you into the world of craft beer, great wine, and good food. Wine, Hops, and Road Stops.
Welcome back here, and we're talking about the United Way of Greater Hazelton. And Pat, we've talked a lot about the different programs and organizations United Way has helped fund it. We talked about having annual campaigns and the drive. But how does somebody get involved? How does somebody help out? How does somebody volunteer? How does somebody give back through the United Way?
Well, there's a bunch of ways that you can help the United Way. Number one, we always welcome volunteers. We need volunteers to help us during the campaign. We need volunteers to help us during the Stamp Out Food Hunger Drive, with our partnership with the letter carriers that we mentioned a little bit earlier. Some of these projects are labor intensive. We always need volunteers. But right now I have to tell you, what we need most? We need money. And because, as I said, our campaigns have been on a downward slide. And that has a lot to do with some changes that have happened in the way local businesses and industries are structured, because the mainstay of the campaign that we use and the model of the United Way has been employers welcoming us into their doors, and then we talk to the employees about the good work that we do and ask them to consider a contribution to the United Way, and a lot of our employers will allow that money to be deducted out of your paycheck. So, and we also tell people, look, if you can't afford to give to us, that's okay too. Maybe we can help you. But I would venture to say, and I would hope to say, that if Gary Perna gave to the United Way and $2 a week was coming out of your paycheck, you most likely wouldn't miss it.
Right.
So, and that's $104 a year. And then you're eligible for all those prizes that we have in our raffle, and we have a lot of great businesses that contribute to making that raffle a reality, an incentive raffle. But, if there's 100,000 Gary Pernas giving us that kind of money, then we're in good shape. And then, a lot of the organizations, the corporations, will match the employees' contribution. And we also deal with philanthropic organizations. As an example, we received a grant last year from the Geisinger Foundation, and we are beginning to try to tackle the opioid problem, which is by far the biggest problem that communities in our country face, because crime and every other social issue, 99% of the time it leads back to a drug and alcohol abuse issue. And we are in the Hazelton Area School District with an opioid program, and we're sitting and waiting to hopefully receive another substantial grant to continue this program. So that fits into our education and education categories as well. So, I mean, we're multifaceted, and we're beginning to also approach, while funding, we don't fund the agency per se.
Right.
We fund programs and services in those agencies, and they all come under that umbrella of education, financial stability, and health. But we are looking at additional ways to partner in the community, and we're just at about every table of collaborators in the community when we look to effectuate positive change and help people.
So Pat, again, if somebody is watching this and they think, well, geez, you know what, my company's not involved with this, I want to go talk to somebody, how should they reach out to the United Way of Greater Hazelton?
Phone number, and you can ask for me directly, is 570-455-9515. You can get a glimpse of the United Way and all the good work we do on our website, which is unitedwayhazelton.org, and HazeltonUnitedWay.org. I stand corrected, and you take a look at that. But and we're on Facebook and all that other good social media stuff as well.
All right. Well, Pat, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us about it. Again, the United Way of Greater Hazelton, a great organization to be part of. If your business is not part of the annual campaign, you may give Pat a call and get involved. Or even if you're looking to volunteer, they always have something for you to do to give back to the community. Mr. Ward, thank you once again for coming on.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Perna. We're grateful for WILN's continued support and your continued support.
No problem. Well, thank you, Pat, and thank you for joining us here on Topic, everyone. We'll catch you next time here on WILN TV.